here we are. Wait, and here we are. and here we are. Hello. This is Teiyu, your emotional support animal. What is up? Hi there, Suba. Congrats on being first, and hello there, more. And hello there, whoever might be watching on YouTube. Hello. I'm back. I'm back from a little vacation with my mom in the mountains, in a quiet mountain home with like, I don't know, a bunch of computers and video games and stuff. Yeah, actually, mostly we spent a lot of time playing Clay Obscure together. mostly I just watched her play. It was very nice. Yeah. It was nice to just get away from everything for a bit. Oh, Katya, hello there. Thank you for the head pats. How have you been? I hope everyone hasn't missed me too much. Or, you know what? I hope you missed me. You know what? Yeah. I hope you guys missed me. There. I'm gonna say it. I hope that I occupy like a little space in your heart that says like, oh man, today I could really use a little bit of like goat in my head, in my heart, in my life, in my I don't know, various openings. Hi that message, how are you doing? Yeah. I wrote into my planner that I wanted to spend some time thinking about what the subject for today could be. I have not come to a conclusion. Or rather, I should say I have not actually done it. I thought I had something. I thought I had something like last night. I was thinking about something, I forgot what it was. That is not helpful. Does any one of y'all have any ideas? Oh, Lucy, hi. Little goat-shaped place in my heart. Doctor says it's unidentified cardiovascular disease, but they don't know better. Yes. Indeed. You got that right. If you have a little goat-shaped opening in your heart, that is a prime opportunity to use it as a mold. So you can pour like wax or metal or something into it, and then have a little goat thing. Hi there, it is. Thank you for the raid. Hello. Hi, Commodore, and hi, Ilu. Well, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Have I managed to pronounce your name in the past? I feel like I just forgot how to do it. Hello. Oh, it is. Hello. This is Teiyu, your emotional support animal. I'm a burgeoning little guy who wants to do video essays and stuff. Yeah. And this creature, Otis, is gonna help me.
Yay, somebody noticed me.
I might never do that voice again on stream.
Yes, that's probably for the best. It's Yellow, I'm sad. Ah, Yellow, I'm sad. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna blame Blue for it. I will do so at your request. Okay, so I'm gonna call you Yellow. Alright, that makes sense. I can remember that because your name is Yellow. Yeah. Okay, so. There was something. There was a really cool day on which we went outside when I was visiting my mom. We went outside for a bit and just spontaneously decided to visit a museum that had a little dinosaur exhibit. And it was very cute. It kind of returned me to like a primal state. It kind of returned me to my excitement for like dinosaurs, you know? Like I was very much a dinosaur kid. I hear that I actually like taught myself to read using a book about dinosaurs that I was given while I was like, confined to a hospital bed for a while. And yeah, so apparently, like, one of the first words I taught myself to read was Diplodocus. Did you know that Diplodocus, like the very long boys, very long, very big boys, they their name means like double bar. Yes, double beam even. So it would be a totally cool and smart and genius design if you made like a Diplodocus and gave it like 2 laser beam cannons. I think that would be amazing. I know the feeling, that sense that the world is a magical place. Yeah. It made me like bounce around and like make jokes and like tell my mom like all the stuff that I know and like make criticisms of like their exhibit, like, talking about like stuff they did misleadingly, like never really making explicit that, like, a pterodactyl is not technically a dinosaur. It is just a flying lizard, but it is not a dinosaur. Or one time I think they mentioned like protoceratops, and I think it has been disproven that those are actually a thing. I think those were proven to just be juvenile triceratopses that had not yet grown in their horns. So that's bad. Pterodactyl, not a dinosaur. Common finch dinosaur. Common finch dinosaur. Yes. Common finch dinosaur. Yes. What defines a dinosaur then if pterodactyl isn't one? Biology. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I didn't look that deeply into it. I just know that it's the case. It's like a fake dinosaur. Skeletal position? Maybe. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, dinosaur is not a classification in the same way that like fish is. Like fish, when you're talking about fish, then it's like, that's basically the same thing as calling something a vegetable. It's just like, for our purposes, this thing that's like swimming around the ocean, that's a fish. But like, I've been given to understand that you could find 2 different kinds of fish that look basically similar to us, but are less closely related than we are to like oak trees or some shit, Sharing of a first dinosaurian ancestor, yeah. My feeling for this week is similar to what Ellen you said in chat a few days ago. I really miss someone badly. Aww. I see. Well, that's a very... that's a good subject. Missing someone? Pterosaurs and dinosaurs are cousins, yes. Something like that. So, yeah. Dinosaur is like a proper classification. And fish is not. That's basically it. Yeah. And yeah, pterosaurs just don't belong in that classification. Just biologically speaking. With their lineage. Fish is just too cool for that. Yeah. I mean, also they've just, the ocean is just one of those things, it's like, it led to an environment where, like, some shapes just happen to work better for, stuff. You just kind of have to have a certain shape in order to get by in the ocean. And so, a lot of different creatures have gone through a lot of evolution in the ocean, because, like, that's where life started. Like, a zillion years ago. And, yeah. A lot of it ended up looking the same. It's like that thing where, like, carcinization, like where everything turns into crabs. But like, obviously, everything that turns into crabs isn't really crabs. It's just stuff that looks like crabs. Anyway, so yeah, man, My voice is already giving out on me again. I did not warm up enough, apparently. So we have a suggestion for a subject, which is missing someone. Missing someone. What is there a word for that? Is there like one singular word for that? Message. Mission. No. Misalignment. Perhaps they're just big sea bugs. They are. Grief. That's a particular kind of. I mean, in an overarching sense, it's a kind of grief. Yes. Like grief basically means like being sad about something specific, right? Being sad about, well, more like it's not just being sad. It's like grieving, longing. That's a good one. Grieving for something that has been lost. Grieving for with a certain sense of finality. Yeah. Snakeman Licorice. Hello. I might have mole vision, but I think it's normal. I have no clue what I'm staring at. I'm good. You, hello. You have no clue what you're staring at. Why do you have no clue? Do you have any clues? Do you have any clues for what you might be staring at? Maybe we could help you find out. Someone could be abstract as well, huh? Missing someone today as topic might make me explode emotionally. That might not be the best thing. I can see you, but I'm just confused about the background. Huh. Confused about the background. Hang on, does this help? Hello? You know, maybe... Oh. Is this better? I have a feeling in Fallout, red roach meat tastes good with butter. What makes you think that? What specifically makes something taste good with butter? Yeah, it's a room. Sorry about that. Does the prompt need to be only one word? We're in his living room, yes. I guess it doesn't have to necessarily be one word, but it does help, I guess. Make it like one concept, one larger concept. Well, now I'm on the thing where I like keep trying to make everything realigned. I don't know. It's gonna stay like this now. Lobster is a sea bug and it tastes good with butter. Huh. I see. But wouldn't being like in the ocean do something with like its with like this the way it tastes? Like buttery stuff is good with salt. I imagine being in the ocean means that it's very salty. So the people we miss feel similar to the masks we wear. It's true. Joy as a topic suggestion, huh? I want to try lobster so bad sometime. I'm totally okay with not doing that. I've mentioned it a ton of times before, but like I am not a fan of eating animals when I can tell they're still when I can still see what animals they are, or even when I'm just being like constantly reminded of the fact that I'm eating that particular animal. Yeah. Lobster is actually primarily buttery and peppery. Peppery? What is peppery? Do they actually contain like some kind of like poison that's like, you know, similar in taste to, you know, the spiciness? How does something taste peppery if it's not a plant? I didn't... What? Someday we will try crab. Finally, it shall be time for crab. So you need to add salt. That's fair. I guess you can just add salt at any time. I have no idea why, but there's a black pepper taste to it. Huh. Interesting. My art might be different today, by the way. I don't know if I'll continue this every week. Huh. Uh-huh, you're gonna do a different kind of art, a different format? Ooh, I am curious. Joy has been added as a subject, as a potential one. That's good. Now, we have an interesting situation here. This is the first time that someone like really set their vote strictly against a subject. Like not a vote, but like that someone really said like doing this subject would not be good for me. So, how do we handle that? You know, generally, I do try to err on the side of like trying to make sure that no one has to be uncomfortable. So, I'm excited to see Super Stretcher Wings, yeah. I do really like the people we miss as a topic. Yeah, Lucy brought up Joy as a suggestion. Very different. I could work with that. Like, just earlier. Well, the thing about a vote, is that you can just vote for something, but you can't say like, I specifically do not want this. If this is the thing, then I'm completely out. Not just like, I prefer this one. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where like, you know, we just have to find something. That is what communication is all about. About listening to needs and like expressing them. I'm personally very grateful that you expressed your need, so that's good. I could work with Joy for one. Like I was finally working on collecting music for my playlists. You know, those playlists where I sort things by like emotion and energy. And yeah, did that by going through the whole like Clay Obscure soundtrack, which was, you know, it filled me with a certain energy. So yeah, I could definitely work with Joy too. Yeah, we just lost a bunch of very important people to us last month, so a bit fresh and such. Oh, you too? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Last month, that is very fresh, yeah. I don't wanna, like, open up fresh wounds like that. So yeah. Also, yeah, it would be a very rough one. I am considering that I'm not quite mentally there right now. I think for me it would also be better not to go with something that heavy. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm good with that. Alright, so. Was there something else? I don't think so. As far as I'm concerned, we can start. Unless someone has anything else in particular to add. But not. I'm going to start up the thing that I use for the stuff, which is here. Joy. I wonder what makes you bring up the subject of joy specifically. Just like as a counterpoint? That can be a very good reason. I mean, I'm not trying to like question your reasons. I'm just curious. Just trying to make conversation. You don't have to answer anything if you don't want to. Alright. So, bu- 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 bu. Yeah. I guess everyone who is here probably knows what's going on. If anyone has any questions, please do tell me so I can take the time to explain. I want everyone to be able to take part if they would like to. But yeah, if not, I'm going to assume that everyone is in the know. Hi there, Monomusa. Hello. Cool. Thank you. Honestly, just so much I tend to introspect and fixate on sad feelings, so I thought it might be nice to focus on the good ones. Yeah. Hi there, Kashka. Silly strings, yes. What? Thank you for... Oh, the stretch. Oh dear, that does not look healthy, what's going on there with my neck. Amy. Okay. I guess let's start. Half an hour. We shall begin with the subject of joy. Wait, I didn't even put on the subject yet. Come on. Vibe check. I don't feel quite mentally present yet. Like it still feels kind of surreal to be back. I don't know, it hasn't been that long. Well, it's just like, oh wow, oh, things are happening. Today's subject is joie. Joie de vivre. Yay. Dooba-dooba-doo. Joy. Now, this is a nice and abstract one. Nice and feely one. Hi there, Cleeper. I'll just have you know that because of your Hollow Knight streams, I had a withdrawal and got 112% in 4 days after 30 hours of gameplay. Oh dear me. I don't know whether to say you're welcome or I'm sorry. By the way, frickin' Otis. How was your stream? I hope it was good. A little bad for not asking that earlier. OT's nuts. Oh dear me. Please tell me you did not just go there. Are they on? You have arrived. That is wonderful. How are y'all? I'm okay. I'm alright. Trying to get back into the swing of things. To use Stinky? That is true. It is pretty hot right now. So, joy. This is one of those things that you can approach in a very abstract way. Or you can think of something more specific. You can think of something more like, you know, what makes me happy? What brings me joy? So, you know, I could see like 3 general ways to approach this for myself. Like I could make this, for instance, about, you know, that dinosaur exhibit, about finding things that like still bring that childlike wonder out of me. Or I could just like paint a person named Joy. That is, I guess, a 4th option, yes. I could I could just go with like raw feeling. Just like express what joy feels like, you know? Or in a similar sense, I could just go with a meta sense and like, you know, just have fun drawing. Find the joy in the act itself. Cleaver, by the way, I think this is your first time here during these. If you would like to know what specifically is going on today, then please do tell. Give her a stick titled the Peace Joy Stick. There's much joy to be found in sticks, yes. I will share something that made me happy yesterday. I was on Pride, saw a t-shirt with an in gold and glitter written Zuder in Zuder. I don't know what Zuder means. Zuder. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it like that. Zuder. I should know what that means. I should probably know what that means. Ah. I see. Markus Zuder. Yes. Okay, so. Seen a VOD before, but thanks. Don't know if I will be partaking. Kind of burnt down in 3D is harder to do under these constraints. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. If you're sharing happy experiences, Sarah, it recently became happy since I saw a goat start streaming. Ah, it's always nice when goats streaming. Now hang on. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What bring joy? What make goat happy? You know what? I will make goat happy if it have a little bit more brightness. Wow. Thank you for love. Okay, let me actually think for a moment. Bueno, Kinder Joy. I'm bored, you. Why you bored? Do a thing that is interesting. Do a thing that make heart go spark joy. Yes. Do a Marie Kondo in spark joy. Sounds kind of lame, yeah, honestly. Joy. Come on, Tayu, don't fail me on this one. You know you can do it. Can't I be? I mean, you can be, and just you seem displeased with that. You're just like that, yeah. I know. Dad? It would be cool to do something. I'm just too bored to do anything. Well, that is quite the conundrum, isn't it? Goddamn, hang on. I'm not managing to conjure up anything. Joy. I think I'll have to go more abstract. Oh, thank you for the like. Okay. Let me just go with like color. Let me go with color and imagining joy. If you can't, then you should imagine that you're imagining joy. Ooh, we're getting some meta levels here. Now, you know what? Let me try this one. Well, this is a nice and pleasant shade of green. that shade of green. Actually, that's not joy, is it? Okay, we'll build on top of that shade of green. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with like more of that meta sense. Just try to have fun with the drawing. Food joy, your favorite food, ice cream, people that bring you joy, activities that bring you joy, yeah. There's a lot of ways to approach this. That's some really nice green here. You like me some of that green? Ah, Connie! Hi! Up, I had turned down the volume in hopes of it not jump scaring me as hard when I'm awake, but unfortunately it turns out that when I'm not awake it's not loud enough to wake me, but I'm here now. Hello, Connie! The one thing that makes me happy the most is expressing myself to the people around me and people I like. I'm still very much so trying to find out what my actual personality is, but it's going well and I love spending time with people. Aw, I'm glad it's going well. Hang on, let me bring this thing so I don't have to, lean over as much. Which is not something that brings me joy in itself, but it is something that prevents me from suffering. And suffering is the opposite of joy, I guess. Okay. Well, Connie, hello. I'm glad to have you here. Joie. Joie, joie, joie. Now, can we? What happens if... Ooh. Hello. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. Joie. Joie. No. That is going too far. It's going too far. I'm gonna go on a different layer. I don't wanna ruin this thing back here. I do enjoy it a lot. Remember, something that brings you joy is not this. Is not the thing that brings you the most joy. It can be any random small things, and just give you a little joy, but still valid. Yes. I missed 30 minutes of drawing already. Oh no. Yes, math check. It didn't feel that long. Oh dear. Oh no. Hello, welcome back. My sertraline, forgot about that. This notif has helped me more than I'd like to admit. Oh dear. I'm glad you're still reading it. There's a very real chance that when like something like that happens too often, you just start ignoring it. Like, I don't read those stream elements messages. So, yeah. I'm glad it still helps you, although... Allie, guess who got adopted? You? Helped me a few times too? Heck yeah. But yeah, if that happens consistently, then you should probably look into, like, you know, figuring out some way to remind yourself, well, I'm glad to hear it. You seem happy about it, I guess. Congratulations. No. Okay, let's do this thing. Joy like, speaking of joy, like I was, you know, like I said, doing that music playlist thing, collecting songs into playlists based on their emotion and energy. And one of the things, it's not this, one of the few joy pieces that I collected was the stuff associated with the gestrels. The gestrels from Clair Obscur. So I'm gonna look into that, into trying to capture that energy. The energy of like that one song. Ooh. Ooh. Hello there. I like this brush. Oh, this feels very fun to use. Okay, hang on. Can we do something like this? Oh wait, it would make more sense to do it like so. I overdid it to a little opacity. Actually, feel like this. But if I do it like this, then hang on. Can we add a little bit of a boom here? Boom a doom a doom a doom a doom doom. Ooh, funky. This is some funky stuff. Oh wait, it's still increased opacity. That explains things. Aww. Hang on. I feel like I'm onto something here. Just keep this at maximum capacity and do this. Wait, not that. This. That brush seems like it's so useful in drawing fallen leaves as such. Ooh. For instance, yeah, depending on what degree of stylization you're going for. May I have the alright, the submission link. Did I already copy it? No, I did not. Thank you for reminding me. What? And of course, for anyone who might be on YouTube, if you would like to take part in this, here's the link. Hi Alex, welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? I think so far you have only joined me for Hollow Knight, haven't you? So if you would like to know more about what we're doing right now, please don't be afraid to ask. Just got back from biking. Ooh, I was biking. Hi Blue Fox, how are you doing? And thank you for the submission, Super. Let's see, maybe another one of these? Just... What are we doing? Alright, give me a moment here. What we're doing is... New bat who this either mono. Eating your cables? Aw. Good thing I've got spares. Biking was great, but I swear the roads here go uphill both ways. I know that feeling, yeah. What are we doing? We are doing... let me do this thing real quick. Dooba-dooba. Dooba-dooba. Art therapy is a way to connect to and explore your deepest thoughts and emotions using art. It can be hard to find the words to really grasp those feelings and get them out there, and art can offer a gentle and safe way to unearth what goes on deep inside. And you might be surprised what you'll find there. You know, sometimes you think you know what something looks like, but then when you sit down to draw it, you realize you actually have no idea. Trying to depict your feelings makes you really have to understand what they are. Doing this in a group setting can provide a healing sense of connectedness and offer up whole new perspectives on your own inner world. I'm not a therapist myself, but I developed an interactive stream concept based on my own experiences with art therapy called Introspective Art, which I stream every Sunday on Twitch and YouTube. You don't have to be a great artist to take part. It's all about the process of expressing yourself and sharing it with others. So come hang out sometime. That's the main idea of it. Yeah, I hope that explained everything. Right now the subject is joy. So I'm trying to just, like, I don't know, have fun drawing. Just find the joy in drawing itself. And using colors, which is something that is kind of often lost on me through, like, you know, my own pressure that I give myself. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy the idea. Like I said, it's not about having to do like the big cool art, you know? If you just do like, if you just do like stick figures or something, that's all good. Just as long as you put some thought into it. Hi there, DB. Tell your vibes, tell your thoughts, and tell your goat. The three genders. Yes. Gotta be one of my favorite. Aww. Okay, now I like smudging. Let me smudge. Let me smudge a bit. Your vibes is very fun. No. I'm glad you enjoy the vibes. Hey Rev. Guess what? Chicken butt?
Hello.
Hello. Is it the chicken butt? Why? You know what? The white is too cold. I got a new job. Ah! I put in my 2 weeks this week at my current job. Oh, hell yeah! Oh, man. GB! That is so great! Wow! I am so happy for you. Yeah. Oh man. That is amazing news. I'm glad. Let's see. Oh. This is better. Yeah. Okay. Obviously there's nerves, but it beats crashing out every goddamn shift like I am now. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, there was a voice in my head that was like, oh man, let's hope that the new job is better, but like, I don't know. Like, it's obviously, you know, the brain always prefers, like, you know, the certainty. Well, not always. The brain likes certainty, but there's a point at which it's like, you know, you just gotta change things, you know? Because whatever could be, like, different in the future could not possibly be any worse than the way that it is now, you know? Oh, blah, blah, blah. I need to change things before I completely lost it. Yeah, I'm so glad, and I'm proud of you for, you know, for taking action like that. You know what? Let's not go too far. Yeah. Let's not go too far with that, and do add a little bit more sprinklies. You know what? The pinned comment seems threatening. Use this to submit your art when you're done for with. Oh dear, that is unfortunate. Guess I'm calling you now, Kappa. Spray paint. How about this? Can we do some flicks? Not sure if that improves things. Wait. Okay. Why are we done for? What are you gonna do to us? I'm gonna get you. Gonna get you. And when you wanna get you, I'm gonna snuggle you so hard. I'm gonna be like, nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. Gonna motorboat your fat forehead. Like. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of ignore the deadline a little bit, just a little bit, because I had a hard time getting started today, and we have had a bunch of stragglers. So yeah. What? Yeah, you better watch out. That's a secret agent name, Agent Dunfor. Who told you that? Ooh, Salamanca. Who is that? Salamanca. Alright.
You can't ignore me. I'm too BODDRMN loud and annoying to ignore. But in German.
IAM2GODDAMN. Why? TTS is so strange sometimes. Salamanca sounds like a vegetable, does it? It sounds extremely like a Pokemon, actually. Finished with a minute to spare. Nice! Hi, Delapate. Nah, usually I would agree with, like, never change, but I could do without the thing where it just randomly decides to spell words out letter by letter. Hi there, Aurelian. TTS doing like when we were kids and spelled out the swears we wanted to say. Honestly, I wonder if that's maybe part of it. Maybe it just never learned like the actual swear words. Hi there, Alex Luck. That sounded so German, I almost needed to learn a new language to understand. You learn so many things in these streams. God. Okay, so anyway, this still needs something. This still needs something in the middle. Although it was already quite something. Missed. Thank you for the headpads. I swear the gas escaping my body just now was totally unrelated. Hello, Timmy.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, now. We need something in the middle there. I'm gonna put something in the middle where Windbreaker, hello. This new job is a standard 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, which means I get my weekends again. Oh goddamn, you didn't even have weekends? Wow. Man. God. See, I told you. I told you. There's hope. I'm so good. I'm so good, y'all. And that's why I always say, like, believe in the me who believes in you. Cause I'm freaking good.
He almost forgot he wanted to say bonjour monsieur le goat, comment faire.
Le goat. Le goat. What? That feels like it's a word. It feels like it's an actual word. Comment faire? Ça fait. I think. I haven't had a weekend in 10 years. You're exaggerating, right? I hope you're exaggerating. Good lord. I hope you're exaggerating, but I feel like you might not be, and that is terrifying. Alright, there is an ad break about to start. I'm not sure if this stream is gonna go long enough that I don't specifically need a break right now. I'm just gonna do a little draw while this is happening. Now what could this be though in the middle? I guess. Even just the smallest belief in yourself is much greater than every mountain in the world. Aw. What? Ah, Gott apparently means godmother in Zittertal dialect, but it doesn't even mean an actual canon French word. Huh. Ich werde dich nicht... Ich werde dich nie im Stich lassen, die herumlaufen und dich im Stich lassen. That's very, very good. I'm glad. Hi there, Ali. Welcome back. What do I put in the middle here? Nie herumlaufen und dich verwüsten. Dich verwüsten. Rev. How did you make that worse? I swear to God. No. You know what? Yeah. Much fucking obliged. Alright. Okay. Let's do this.
Finally finished my thesis last week and had a job interview for a really cool position. This is the first time in a long while there wasn't anything I have to do, this time for real. Now I sit hier tieriert in komischen Bernd das Brot Zitat hittet hart. Oh ja, ich habe ein Hobby. Ich lerne das Muster meiner Raufasertapete auswendig.
Oh wow. Yeah. That is something. It can really mess with you when you suddenly don't like have anything that you need to be doing that you have to be doing. Hi. Monomusa, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Did you know that if you have a Amazon Prime thing, then you can use the Amazon Prime thing to get a monthly like free sub to a person who gets the sub, and like you can use that to support people such as me who are you can sub to. Yes. Nailed it. I got ads when I wanted to witness Tail crash out in real time from all that. Monthly free sub to a person plus free games, yes. Do I get anything for having Allegro Smart though? You get Allegro Smart, I guess. I'm going to meet my step-parents. Wow. Nice. I'm glad you're excited for that. I'm glad you've got that to look forward to. Yeah. How did that come to be? There's stuff I said I want to do in the near future, and the thesis and job search will need energy, but this week will mostly be me. With Amazon Prime, you get a lot of GOG games, and GOG is OP, huh? I hate having commercials shoved on my ads hole, yes. I think we all do. Our ads hole, it is not meant to have stuff shoved up it. Okay. Now I got this thing. Adblock makes internet livable. It does, it does. Have you looked at Is This Seat Taken? I have not. What was that again? Hi there, YouTubes. Things are up. Things are very much up. Okay, now let me do a thing. I'm gonna do this thing. This thing is what I'm gonna do. Alpha lock. The green background looks like an iceberg lettuce. Well, maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just really into iceberg lettuce. I'm not, by the way. Oh, a puzzle game about personal space. That is interesting. Do remind me of that later. We deactivate adblock for the people we love on websites we hate. Aw. That is very sweet. I don't know if that's necessary. Hang on, let me try and finish this up now. Yeah, sure, let's stick with the Salamanca. Hang on. Wow. Yeah, this is looking pretty alright. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's stick with this. I think this is fine. Alright. Goodbye, pen. Yeah, blah, blah. Iceberg lettuce is joy, confirmed, yes. Indubitably, I linked you up, thank you. I wanted to ask, what pronouns do agender people use? I don't know, that's up to them, I guess. There are a few genderless pronouns. My guess is that they're pretty individualized, so just ask, yeah. I don't really refer to myself in the first person. I'm more they, them when others talk about me, preferably. On topic of recommendations, so you like art, sci-fi stories, and French Belgian style comics. That's kind of out of nowhere, but I don't know. I don't really care about genres much. I just read what's good. And I don't know. I like the art style of French and Belgian comics. Well, you know, oftentimes I often like the art style, because oftentimes it's like kind of a fusion of like the best parts of like Western comics and anime. You know, like the how's it pronounced? Like Dofus. Those art styles, like those are amazing. But yeah, Dofus, Wakfu, that kind of thing. Anyway, so we are done. The thing has already been long gone. So let us. By which I mean the countdown. The countdown is done. The countdown is done, and we have 3 submissions so far. Aw. Oh, this is very sweet. Let me hide this away. Also, let me just take a moment to say, thank you so much for everyone who's watching on YouTube. I appreciate that, and don't forget to leave a like and blah, 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 blah. I like Belgian style waffles. That was pretty good too, yeah. Can recommend the comic adaptation of the Forever War book series.
We have finished the appreciative art of our patron saint. Long life Sankt Iceberg lettuce.
Long life, yes. I mean, haven't been alive that long, but you know, it's fine. Okay. Now I've put that away, so image. We've got a new submission. There we are. Look at that. Ah, it's so pure. Yeah. once again, like it's very straightforward, very just what it is. It's someone just looking joyful, just like, you know, arms raised. There's something to be gleaned from that though, like, you know, like the arms are up. It's like active. There's activity there, even though it's also relaxed. There's relaxation in like the eyes and stuff. And, you know, there's a contrast between also the clothes, which are in this very gentle blue that, like, you know, maybe could even be associated with sadness. It definitely would be associated with, like, you know, gentle, soft. But yeah, it's a cooler color. But there's a, you know, the joy, the warmth being felt by this person. Which, you know, there's an interesting thought there. Like, you know, we generate warmth through movement, you know? Like, it's energy. We often feel like we need to feel good in order to be able to do things that make us feel good. Well, that's kind of really backwards, isn't it? Like, I mean, obviously, why am I saying obviously? There's this idea that, like, I don't know, I never looked that deeply into it, but like there's this thought that, like, you're kind of like a predetermination, that like your brain has already decided on something before you consciously think you've decided on something. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like, I don't know. The point is, you can making the decision to want to not just be sad anymore is that's the first step towards not feeling sad anymore, you know? And it's a very solid first step. Like, when you're down in the dumps, just moving your body is like the very first step towards like getting you active, getting you moving, and telling your body like, hey, we don't just have to like sit there and rot and wait for life to be over, you know? And yeah. Also just dancing. This feels like dancing. And yeah, music really is like that magical thing that you can use to just put yourself in a better mind space. Like, even if it's just like by reminding yourself, like, when you've heard the song before and it made you feel a certain way, there's still that memory there that can help you get there again. Be like a socially conscious werewolf influencer and like and subscribe. Jesus Christ. Also, yeah, that's really nice. This is really nice. I think I'm done with things to say about this. And again, y'all are free to add your own comments, please. I would enjoy that. There is no commentary added to this one. Fair enough. Alright, in that case, we can move on to the next one. Ooh. Oh. The book. Be like a moss YouTube. Like and subscribe. Yes. Of course. Something I like about this piece is that the joy comes from themselves. Yeah. Good point about not sitting and rotting, but have you thought about making coffee and playing Crusader Kings 3? Not personally. I don't drink coffee or play Crusader Kings 3. But... yeah, I mean, that is... I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like... Or be like an Asian fruit influencer and lychee subscribe. Come on, lychee subscribe. I don't even know how do you pronounce that. Anyway, the thing about playing video games for a long time is that, like, video games can bring you joy. And, you know, they are something that you do. You know? They are definitely more active than, like, a lot of other things, like, I don't know, watching TV. Like, there is an active component there, ideally, if you actually, like, actively consume media rather than just, like, letting them trickle over you. But, yeah, no, I mean, the thing is only that, like, after a certain point you get diminishing returns. Like, if you go for, like, 8 hours, after, like, 3 or so, you're probably at the point where you're just, like, kind of, you know, still playing because you know, you're already doing it and you don't want to stop, and it's just like, yeah, you know? I almost forgot, I actually had to do my eyebrows for the first time today. I did screw up a tiny bit in that one corner, but overall it is such an improvement to have my eyebrows not be so diffuse and fuzzy anymore. Ah, bragging rights. Everyone acknowledge Rev for doing their eyebrows. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I have to do that sometimes, because, like, I think the older you get, the more some of the hairs in your eyebrows just don't get the memo anymore that they have to stop growing at some point. So at some point it just gets, like, really weird that you have, like, these feelers hanging out there, and they just keep touching things, like, eh, what are you doing there? I feel something in my eyebrows. I want it to stop. Especially with streaming games, yeah. But yeah, I feel that right now. Still coffee and gaming a bit, and then going for a walk, but it's 30 degrees outside. Yeah, that really is one of those things where it's like, it would be good to go outside, but, like, you know, the temperatures really don't make it easy to overcome your inherent, what was the word? Inertia, you know? Me with Everspace last days, just want to get nearly all the achievements for a dumb meme. Well, if that's really what you want, then that's fine. Very confused submissive ancient Egyptian scribe, now sad. A dominant, not submissive, messed up my joke. What? What? Very confused dominant ancient Egyptian scribe, now sad. What? I still don't get it. What is happening? I guess I should have done bragging rights for my news. Nah, it's fine. The bragging rights thing is just like, I don't know. I've figured it's a good redeem to have. I don't know, maybe, but, like, you know, the only difference with the bragging rights thing is that, like, I don't know. I feel like there's more. I have to say, like, hey, everyone acknowledge this, please. Basically. I mean, you can brag all you want. Like, you like, please, by all means, if something makes you happy, please share it. You don't have to spend points on that. Like, yeah, like I said, the only reason for the points is that, like, I don't know, it makes it more official that I, like, have to really acknowledge that, and, like, everyone should. Everyone's gotta. Are you good with identifying song titles? I am not. Be like Plague Doctor and Leech and Survive. I'm not sure if that's a Plague Doctor thing, but it is a Medieval Doctor thing. Except, well, the Leech thing. Not so much the Survive thing. Medieval Doctors were not good at surviving. Anyway, Chamomile be like, I don't always talk about my accomplishments on the internet, but when I do, eyebrows, yeah. Yummy inertia, yes. That's quite a highbrow joke, yes. My joke died like 5 times before escaping my brain. I hope one day it will make it. They were piggybacking off my last joke, or be like someone who influences people by sucking out their life force and like and subscribe. Oh dear me. Okay. I missed that one, sorry. Okay. Now. Next submission. Psst. A can of sparkling soda springs open. The zesty smell tickles my nose. My sister steps closer to the sea. The setting sun shines on our skin. She smiles. I miss that sight. A shell stands out from the sand. I stop to scoop it from shore. The mussel has shed it too soon. Strong the inside shines. I sip some cola and take in the view. Maybe today I will smile too. Huh. There's a certain, like, nostalgia to this. You know, as indicated by, like, you know, I miss that side. Yeah. Also, I guess in a sense, this is one of those moments where, you know, you're, hang on, being distracted by chat. This is one of those moments where, like, it really gets obvious how different people are gonna interpret things. Because, like, just the idea of being, like, close to your sister and caring about, like, her and, like, her happiness and stuff, like, to me, that in itself makes this feel nostalgic, because, like, I haven't had, like, a proper relationship with my sisters for a long time, you know? So at that point it kind of already had to be nostalgic for me rather than something in the present. Because, like, you know, the only time when we were close was when we were still children. Yeah. But also, yeah, just simple times. Just collecting seashells by the seashore. Not selling them, just for their own sake, you know? Drinking some cola. Die geil ist das bitte? That kind of thing, you know? Just, God, man, that Yippee kid, the cola kid, like, man, that is, like, the frickin', the absolute embodiment of joy, isn't it? Like, just frickin', bro, I can play Fortnite and drink cola. Just, what could be better than this? God. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that frickin' wonderful? Yippee. Man. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. There's just, like, freaking nostalgia. Simpler times, like, yeah. Simpler times. I can't help feeling like, you know, nostalgia is often, like, a rather bittersweet thing. Because, like, you know, you're missing something that you can't regain, you know? Like, there's a certain happiness with the memory of it. But, it makes me have to ask, like, is there a way to regain this? Is there a way to find something close to this again? Because, like, I guess, in a way, hang on, did I note down? Did I note down when it is? I think I should have. Hang on, let me double check. Oh my god, I need to note that down. Hang the heck on. Hang the frickin' frick on. Oh my god. There's a chance that I might have missed it. I wanted to go to this month's, what's it called? Cuddle party. There are regular cuddle parties around here. And, like, those are a way to, like, you know, kind of relive, quote-unquote, simpler times. Because, like, you enter a space where, like, you can just, for a while, just shed all these, you know, the way that you have been taught to live, like that the way that you have had to live to get by in your adult years and stuff. And you can just like become an animal that just like, you know, just become a kitten in a pile. Just become a kitten in like a little basket, and you just like just live for a moment. Just, you know, enjoying touch without it having to mean anything. And that's a big draw of that. Also, you know, of course there's other ways that people have like that simplicity by like, you know, numbing their pain with like alcohol and stuff. But like there's other ways too. There's other ways. But yeah. Okay, what have I been missing? Kool-Aid Man's through the wall. Who the fuck said pss, 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 pss? I can't hear Soda the same anymore. Screw you, K-pop demon hunter, Soda pop. Ah! Simple times, yeah. When little things would make you happy. Let's just sell lemonade on the seashore or something. Pop, 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 pop. It seems I cannot open that without signing into Facebook, and I do not have Facebook. Oh. Wait, what is that? What were we talking about? Under cool videos. Oh, okay. You don't have your Yippee emote anymore for this specific moment when it would have been perfect. I do have it. I do have the Yippee emote. It's one of those emotes that you have to like pay bits for to unlock. Like 1,000 bits, I think it was. Yeah. How about anemonia? The feeling of nostalgia for a place you've never been to. Huh. I don't know. I think that's... Well, first of all, I think that's one of those feelings that no one really knows the word for. And if you're gonna say anemonia, everyone's just gonna think you're...
Hello.
Thanks for the bits. Hi there, Sagi. Hi, Sagi. Please say a thing in chat so people can see your shout out, because you're Sagi. You're my little Sagi. And I appreciate you. What was I saying? Right. I don't know. Like, I think it's a common thing that like people have like this nostalgia, for example, like the Middle Ages, because they have this idea that back then life was simpler. Or, you know, not necessarily the Middle Ages, like basically any time that was before the time we actually lived, which doesn't really make sense. Like, first of all, obviously, you know, you haven't lived that, but you know, it's a projection. It's a projection of like your current stress and how you're, you know, how you feel like everything is so complicated now. And I mean, to an extent, I guess it's valid, because like the stress of like life being very complex, of like having to navigate so much socially and societally, so like financially, like that is new, that is pretty modern, sure. Like maybe in the Middle Ages, everyone just lived in their little village and everyone knew what they were about. And I'm sure some people were totally happy with that, but like most generally, like there's a lot of other kinds of suffering that like just aren't as present in your mind, that you just don't, you know, think about as much. Because right now the stuff that is stressing you out is like the stuff, you know, that is complicated and, you know, stressing out in a very abstract way. Well, back then everything was a lot more like, you know, concrete. You just, you know, you worked for the stuff that you worked for. You had your people that you knew, you had your family, and everyone had to stick together, unless you were like, you know, I don't know, unless you had some kind of quality that made people ostracize you, and then you were just fucked. I don't know. I think things generally got better for almost everyone, generally speaking, very generally. So yeah. Anyway, cuddle party sounds nice. It is. I put in a lot of S and sh sounds to try to put across the feeling of gentle joy. Oh. I see, I see. I did not consider that, huh? While writing it was while writing it, I was thinking about starting to feel joy again after rough parts, enjoying simple things like a nice drink and activities that make you happy with people close to you. Yeah, just learning to enjoy life again. Okay, good. Honestly, yeah, man, yeah. I was not doing it justice. I just saw the last line again, like that. There's a choice in there, you know, like. Maybe today I will smile too. Just like, you know what? I can be happy. Everything is there for me to be happy. So why don't I just take it all in and accept it that way? Otis, did I say thank you for the bits? I think I might have. I think I might have, but I'm going to do it again just to be sure. Thank you for the bits. Yippee. Too broke to have context-sensitive emotes, I guess. Aw. Sagi. Hi. Anemoia. Oh, that might be it. The spells I know are from the D&D handbook. That's why people today feel so crowded yet lonely at the same time. Okay, actually those were two unrelated statements. Yeah, it is a very particular kind of stress that we feel these days, which it makes sense that people would long for a simpler time, you know? Like, we live in ways that, like, we just weren't made for. We are basically, like, still animals that just were pressed into certain ways of living. And, yeah, that's gonna cause a certain amount of stress that, like, we have to figure out, like, some way we can navigate. And yeah, I think that's actually, like, an extremely important thing that we all need to be mindful of. God, I need to freaking get back to work on that video essay. Yeah. It's almost done. Why am I not doing it? I wonder if it's going to get more complex or the other way around in a few decades. That very much depends, doesn't it? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Like, there's certainly a certain drive towards simplicity, for better or for worse. Mostly for worse. But, you know, there are ways like that you can have, like, more simplicity, more stability in your life without, you know, having to force things, having to force people into structures. Anyway, I feel like if you looked at my YouTube search history, you'd see I've been trying to find that feeling of nostalgia because I watch a lot of old commercials, TV blogs, cartoons, and production logo compilations just to feel something. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, if you've been extremely stressed with your job and stuff, you would, you know, try to find something that gives you this sense of, like, stability, of comfort. So, yeah. The desire for a simpler, more understandable life without the lethal menace of tuberculosis, yes. In pre-modern time, 9-to-5 workdays were a rarity. The farmer could have the whole day to do something off harvesting and planting season. Then again, what are you going to do all day without video games, the internet, films, music, or even books? True. Although, I don't know how true it is. I've heard conflicting things about how much a farmer actually had to work. Though they definitely had to work less than we do now, I'm pretty sure that was the case. Although the labor was also, you know, very backbreaking, so I don't know. But then again, it's not like it isn't these days. I don't know. Lestine also has a really big rhyme while others don't. Oh yeah. Man, you've put a lot of thought into this. Ah. Which brings like gentleness into it. Yeah. Like it arrives home. It arrives into like a place where it where things fit together. Huh. And while writing middle, I went out of this gentle imagery with like memory of the not that great past. Oh. 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 Okay, man. Yeah, I'm not that used to analyzing poetry, but yeah, I hope to get better at it. Thank you for all that analysis to help me maybe in the future too. I also found out yesterday when the hair on the sides of my head gets long enough to fit into a ponytail, I'll look really good both with just the ponytail and sticking the ponytail through a baseball cap. Nice. I miss the old cartoons that were obviously made to sell toys as opposed to most cartoons nowadays, because the ones made to sell toys would always have that one episode that really hits close to the heart, whereas a lot of modern cartoons are trying to target the heartstrings in every episode and you get overexposed, I feel. Huh. Interesting. For some reason writing poetry comes to me so weirdly easily. Huh. I mean, it all depends on like how often you've done it and like how used to it you are. Poetry wouldn't come naturally to me. I don't know. I've never really done it much. Well, I guess I have done it, technically. But, I don't know. I'm just glad you have it. This is the third poem I ever wrote. Oh, really? Interesting. Very interesting. I started watching Scrubs in German. Damn, feels like I'm a kid again, sitting way too close to the 4:3 TV. How nostalgic. Alright then. Let's see. Did you have any commentary added to the upload? Oh, the poem is written by Stella. Okay. And okay. That was everything. Oh, thank you, Stella. And 3 more submissions so far. And we have another poem. Where is it? There. I have an old box TV. I should hook my console up to it to feel like a kid again. Also, I mean, for retro consoles, that'll actually look better on a CRT. Or would it even be a CRT? Or is an old box TV like different? Hang on, let me take a sip. Gah. I turn my head to look outside, a scene of nature's splendor. The grass is green, the sky is blue, the sun is shining bright. I sit down to a meal or snack, my decadent provender. Buttered pasta, cold ice cream, and chocolate delight. My fingers drift to this and that, variety abound. Cold or smooth, resistance knives, sensations without end. I shut my gaze and turn my ears to focus on the sound. Bells unseen, the Beatles, Queen, the voice of streaming friend. I lift my nose, not to offend, and pay the air respects. Charcoal smoke, the lilac bush, and an old and well-read tome. I hear a joke, I see a meme, I laugh, turn to the next. From this to that, joy and bliss I seek, therefore I roam. With every breath, with every move, every brief sojourn, I do these things, 'cause if I don't, the voices will return. Oh my. That took a turn that I did not expect. Oh. The voices. I can't tell. I can't tell if this is supposed to be like a joke ending. Like, it certainly made me chuckle, but is it a joke, or is it like, is it just like a sudden kind of grim thing? I mean, not like, is it supposed to be humorous, rather? Like, not like a joke, not like, haha, I don't actually mean it, but like rather, you know, this idea of like, the voices, it's a very common like joke thing, but also there's there's realness to it. There's like, yes, I actually I will in fact be very stressed if I don't drown them out. Sometimes joy is something we don't just experience; it's something we have to work for. Oh. A joke is not an opposite of truth. A thing can be humorous and true. Yeah. So, there's a lot of like mindfulness here, like just experiences. A lot of like very different experiences. Music, food, the sun, colors, friends. Music? Did I mention music? Smell. Yeah. But also, yeah. A joke, a meme, laugh, turn to the next, from this to that. Joy and bliss I seek, therefore I roam. Oh. At that point, it turns kind of like into less of a just raw, your enjoyment of like the moment as it is, and it turns into more of a thing where like you feel like you have to keep going, have to keep finding new things. Using very fancy vocabulary to describe everyday things expresses really well how much joy and beauty you can find in them. Yeah. This is an interesting like little combination of like something that feels very mindful of the small things, but also very like, well, not very, but like subtly, internet brain coded, I guess. I don't know, like internet brain, like, having to constantly like distract yourself, having to constantly find something to keep you occupied. And yeah, that's interesting. So like, the potential is there to just enjoy the little things. Like, I guess there's a certain acknowledgement of the fact that it's necessary. Yeah, like, like, there's a certain self-awareness of the mental difficulties, the mental struggle that this person seems to go through. Like, goddammit, I did the thing again. I'm not supposed to be making like claims about the person. So like, I don't know. To me it feels like when I read this, like an awareness of mental struggle, and using the ability to to enjoy the small things because you have to, which kind of reminds me of like how I used to regularly do like PMR, other mindfulness stuff like that, and I kind of fell out of it because it ended up being like this very pragmatic thing where I started thinking of it like, I have to now take this amount of time to do this thing for this purpose, which is anathema to actually getting into that mind space where you really relax and just let things go. So, yeah, I kind of did that wrong, didn't I? I don't know if that's like really, like I said, like this, it just reminds me, this is just what I'm seeing here. That is not to say that like that is the case for this person who wrote this. Well, we know who this person is, but like, yeah. Well, yeah, that's just something that it reminded me of. Now let's see, what have you guys been saying? CRT, yes. Jokes, the voices, makes me think of how as soon as you think too hard about happiness, you suddenly stop being happy. Is that a thing? I guess, it's that thing you've mentioned before, right? About how like, when you think about how happy you are, you think like, oh man, this is not gonna last forever, is it? Then I'm gonna lose it, and I'm gonna be unhappy again. Yeah, a joke is not an opposite of truth. I think I'm a humorous and true. I guess, I don't know, we need more differentiated terms for jokes and humorous statements. Exhibit 1, I am true. You're not a joke. Silly goober. There's an "are you funny on purpose" joke somewhere here. I think using very fancy... Okay, we did that. It feels like a very serious thing wrapped in humorous bubble wrap, not to protect the serious thing, but for fear that the serious thing will harm its audience. Oh. Maybe. I think the humorousness, if it's like intended to be humorous, it feels more like, I don't know, less to protect the reader and more like just, you know, that humor and self-awareness kind of go hand in hand. Because like when you're just like able to look at yourself, take a step back, and like just clearly identify that in very clear terms, it's gonna end up sounding humorous. Like it's a very complicated thing that I could spend like an hour like just explaining that. But yeah, it's very strongly related. Like both of those, humor and like self-awareness and perspective and stuff, like they're very strongly related. It's like those comics about the aliens who do very mundane human things but describe them in very like overly specific terms. And I was like, oh yeah, we do that as humans, don't we? Feels less like joy for joy's sake and more like an addiction to joy to keep back the pain of anxiety. The thing is, I'm actually really mean. You all just laugh because you think I'm joking. I see. A kettle equals a thermodynamic gastronomic matter adapter. Sure. Kettle. How out of the loop people pronounce keto. Keto. It doesn't seem like addiction, it seems like work. The poem also alternates between listing things that bring you joy and describing actions of the lyrical persona, witnessing them through their sense. First look, then taste, then listen, then smell. There, yeah. keto sounds like kettle Tito? Tito? Like Pero's Peritito? I see. Stress-induced pain behind my eye disappears when I look at the goat VTuber just saying, "Aw, aw, that is wonderful." I'm glad if I can help you. It makes me think a bit about the grounding exercise where you focus on a number of things through your senses, like name 5 things you can see. 1. Yeah. You have to believe me that my ADHD ass had already forgotten the first half of that message where it says joke and instead just responded to the second half where it said humorous. I didn't self-deprecate on purpose. Okay, noted. That makes me think about how joy comes from things that ground you a lot of the time. Yeah. Like, cause grounding means that like you, you know, you can relax from all the stuff that is stressing you, all that stuff that is like in the future that is, you know, coming up, or all that stuff from the past that is haunting you, or all the what ifs that could be like for alternate timelines right now, and just like, you know, just living for a moment. Reminds me of those YouTube shorts of an alien encountering benign Earth beings. Yes. I ran out of time, but I would have liked to incorporate more the theme of isolation or struggle. Looking out of a window implies you're not going outside. Eating rich or fatty foods isn't exactly healthy. The sensation of knives isn't either. Reading a book is nice, but it's very much something you do by yourself. Took the entire 30 minutes just to get the rhyme and rhythm correct, so there was no time left for edits. Fair enough. I appreciate it though, still. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see, what else to do? The commentary. I don't think this is technically a sonnet, but I think it's sonnet-like. It's sonnetesque, maybe. Hang on, let me clear my throat real quick. G. Okay. Next one, which seems to be our second to last submission, unless someone still sneaks in there. Boom. Aw. Ababa? Ababa. I recognize someone. I recognize someone else, I think. Ooh. Oh, I recognize someone else. I think that is a Connie. Aw. Yeah. I mean, yeah. This is just real. I think, man. A while ago, like a heckin' while ago, we actually had this subject, I think, for like actual art therapy at the clinic where I do it, or used to do it. Has been a heckin' while since then too. And what I drew there was very similar to this. Just like, yeah, sorry. Just like, oh, man, I wish I could just dig it up real quick. But like, I don't know. Hang on. There's a Helioptile in chat, and I just need to check. Okay.
Hello.
Hi there, Sue. Hang on. Gah. Yeah, I drew a painting. I painted a drawing of like someone, you know, myself. My abstracted self, just like lying, half sitting on a couch, surrounded by people, like someone like patting my head and my head resting on someone's hips. And, you know, they were all like colorful, and I was like, you know, gray, but soaking up their color. And yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say except like, yeah, that is bliss. Just like connection. That is something that like we are so sorely missing a lot of the time in our current lives. In like, you know, that is, I will say that is very much one of those things that like might have been better at some point in some distant or not so distant past. That like it was easier to just like be connected to people. We'll go for a walk now? Okay, take care. Thank you so much for hanging out and taking part. And yeah, connection. Like how much more connected could you be than like just this? Like I said about the cuddle parties, like it breaks down like all the complexities of life. Blah blah blah. So hang on. Oh god. What is going on right now with my voice? G. So thank you for the affection. And deep breath. Okay. Blah. Okay, let me try to change the way I speak. Maybe that'll help. Except, yeah, man, what else can I say? Frickin', yeah. Yeah. It's so pure. It's so pure. Just like wanting to like just be close to people. Just be close to the people you care about. Like if you care about someone, tell them you care about them. Like that is a thing, by the way. Like do it. You never know when the last time is gonna be that you get to do that. And it like strengthens your bonds, and it's just so wonderful. Like please share love. Please share love whenever you can. I just realized if I had partaken in this round, I'd have submitted something that I had envisioned yesterday when I hung out in the chat of the first Twitch streamer I ever followed. But chat feels like home to me a little bit, so I would have just drawn this chat as a cozy house. Myself sitting by the fireplace and playing some games while everyone was talking to each other, doing their things, and it was so comfy. That was such a nice moment. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, there's an ad break coming up, and I cannot snooze it. I have run out of snoozes last time. So, but... Okay. Man, I don't know what else to say. It's just like, yeah, I recognize Atsu. I recognize Connie. I recognize maybe Suba. And of course, Otis in the middle. Some suspiciously cross-scarred person there. And, I don't know who that is. Yeah. Also, I feel like I should recognize the person in the top left, but I'm not sure I do. Yeah. Also a bunch of people you don't know, yeah. That is fair. You get to know people that I don't know. I can say who they are if you want. Sure. Now, do. I guess. There is one more submission left. Wait, did I? Wait, hang on. What? Huh. The commentary for this was friends. I love my friends. Indeed. Yay. I think so. I don't know. It looks very super coded. Now, since we're in an ad break, I'm going to take a break from this real quick and move on to my own image. Cause yeah, I would rather you miss talking about my own drawing than like than like me talking about yours. Yeah, like I said, I just kind of mostly went with the flow on this one. Oh, right. Right, I forgot about that part. Hang on. Top to bottom, left to right. Yeah, I didn't know you were friends with Kako Ethic. Right. I thought he looked like that. Yeah. Ellie is lost. Atsu, Connie's super, my little sis. Aw. Romantic graveyard. Aw. Deki, myself and you. Wow. I didn't know you were friends with Kako. Your drawing is still sweet though. Gives me a similar vibe to the yellow glow around my character.
Let us REJOICE in the glory of oops, I guess we will wait for the glory then.
REJOICE, yes. REJOICE. Gee, I sure wish I could see Taya's reaction to that list. Oh. Ah! Hang on. Never change except do change, please. Yes. Your drawing is still sweet. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, about my own drawing. I guess I don't know. At this point, I guess the next one is coming up. So whatever. The next one is coming up. What I mean to say is, it's time for the next one, because yeah, the ad break is over. Basically, ooh. Da, 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 da. Huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Interesting. Wait. These are... Huh? Uh-huh. 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 Interesting. So, I'm learning something about this artist's characters here. So, goddamn, what is going on with my throat? Okay. So, a picture in two halves. One of them, you know, the background is all gray, and there's this character just bouncing off the walls, just maniacally, quietly screaming, "I wish I had joy," while filled with like way too many colors, like overstimulated, stressed, just, yeah, fit to burst. Absolutely off the chain. And then a solid wall between them, where on the on the other half, the picture is warm, and there's this other character just content as a solid but soft little blob in a shape that suggests stability. Also interesting, I don't know if the color choice for this character was on purpose, like how purposeful it was, and how much is just like a color of the character herself. But like, there's a, I don't know, I wonder if there's like a deeper significance to how strong the contrast is between this character's color and the background color. It's like they do have that like warm orange glow to them too. Like they're taking it in, but they also have that stability. They don't like dissolve, I guess. They don't dissolve in the moment. And they are still, despite being kind of a blob, they are not shapeless. They're just, I guess, flexible and content. Yeah. Oh. So this seems to show like two rather different perspectives on joy. But like one seems to be having fun at first glance, you know, full of energy. But there's this there's this kind of dread within it. This kind of like, everything is suffering, yoo-hoo! Like that like that freaking NPC in chapter 2 of Deltarune. Where it's like, one character is like, hey, do you know some way to help someone with like crippling existential dread? Someone who looks and sounds and acts exactly like me? And then someone opens the door like, they're talking about me! You know? Yeah. Kind of like that. I feel that sometimes. Like sometimes you're kind of filled with this kind of anxiety that makes you like just spin in circles and crash against walls and like just like, ugh, I'm so tired of everything. Hi there, Retro. It's a particular energy that sometimes comes with this sort of anxiety where everything is just too much. And yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what the wall would indicate. If it's just like a way to say like, hey, here's two different ways I see this subject. On the other hand, like me thinking too much about joy when I experience joy makes me think like, oh yeah, well, this is gonna end soon, then I'm gonna be miserable. Or if it's like a particular skill, if it's like resilience, something that allows you to just compartmentalize that and just enjoy the moment, really soak it in. Oh, am I? I'm okay. I'm alright. In spite of my throat. Well, okay, I really am not happy about that part. I'm gonna need to see if I can fix that until next time. Something being shoved around by your circumstances versus chilling in them? Huh. Your circumstances. I guess we don't necessarily know if this other person is like actively bouncing against the walls, or if they're being thrown. I kind of assume that they're bouncing on their own accord, because, I don't know, I do recognize the character from the hair and also the wibbly wobbliness, which, is interesting. I didn't know they had this aspect to them, this like pain. I'm okay, just hell, I'm scared to even say I'm scared about the way the UK is going. Ah, dear. Yeah, that is understandable. I wish you all the best. Just try to keep in mind, like, what you... Try to focus on the things that you can influence. And, yeah. Ah, dear. Let's try not to get too deep into, like, politics and such, but... yeah. I understand the fear. Yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense to be scared. We're here for you, okay? We'll try to do whatever we can. Well, I can only speak for myself, I guess. I'll try to help you, you know, get through this as best as I can. Now, I can't think of anything more to say. So, let's see, what was the commentary for this one? Manic persona beans, full of excitement and laughter, bouncing off the walls. Full of beans, I guess. But she's only trying and failing to break through that wall to experience the true joy of being stable, content, unafraid, and warm. Like carefree person Nishie on the other side. Or is it Nishi? I see that word and I think Japanese. Beans is outwardly full of chaotic rainbows, but they are dulled, and on the inside she is clearly experiencing a void. I can't think of anything else right now. Oh, okay, so I misunderstood the wall. She's trying to break through that wall. Man, now that I think about it, it's obvious. I was just too caught up in the idea of like bouncing off the walls. But yeah, And there's something to the idea that like contentment is the highest form of happiness, you know? Just stability. Just being able to take things as they are and say, well, it is how it is, and, you know, that's fine. I'm gonna make the best of it. Which, you know, it is a privilege, of course. Ideally, everyone has that skill, but it is a privilege to be able to, like, really exercise it. But, yeah, it can definitely help, at least for moments, to create these moments of, like, just letting everything just be what it is for a bit, and just really disappear into just something nice, something relaxing, something fun, something, whatever you want. It's very, very necessary skill to survive sometimes, you know, when everything seems too much. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I can think to say. Thank you so much for the submission. And I guess that was the last one. Let me make double sure. Yes, okay. Alright. So that leaves only my silly thing here. Yeah, like I said, I kind of just went with the process here. Just kind of went like, Well, my first idea was to kind of show a process, really, like to just start with like a darker green and then add like a lighter one, like make it warmer and brighter, and then also like just find joy in just the process of drawing, the process of using colors. Warm, sparkly, that does sound familiar, doesn't it? That feels vaguely familiar. That sounds vaguely like something I might have said at some point. And then, yeah. The green. The green in itself was feeling too much like just calm, you know? And I started thinking about like, you know, gesturals and their music and how that kind of music makes me feel like I want to move my body and like express that energy. And yeah, how it like fills me with energy. And that's really all there is to it. Like a burst of shiny, burst of energy. Yeah, it looks so warm and ecstatic-y and strong. Like there's a real sense here of like releasing energy, like a freaking Dragon Ball character. Yeah. Alright. That's all I can think to say. If you guys have any more comments on this, then please let me know. Aside from that, I'm going to head out. We're gonna call the stream here. Let's see. Who do we say hi to? Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. We have a bunch of options. A bunch of options. Let's see. Oh, sure. Sure, I don't know if I ever managed to actually rate this person. Though they do seem to be on a food break. Oh, no. Okay. Alright. Oh, but by the way, for everyone who has been watching on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all your likes and for your support. Take care, don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff. Yeah, you know the drill. It really helps a lot. Take care, bye! Alright, we're going to say hi to AZ Vizio, who is